Imagine a world where a lost hand, arm, or leg no longer meant permanent disability. Instead, like lizards regrowing their tails, humans could naturally regenerate lost limbs. A deep cut or even a severed arm would trigger an incredible biological process. Stem cells activating, tissues knitting, bones reforming, muscles reconnecting, skin closing. Within weeks or months, the limb would return, fully functional, indistinguishable from the original. The immediate impact would be revolutionary. War injuries, workplace accidents, and natural disasters that once caused lifelong disability would no longer carry the same weight. Soldiers could return from battle and recover fully. Amputees could look forward to complete restoration instead of prosthetics. Hospitals would be transformed, with trauma care focusing not on permanent damage, but on guiding regrowth safely and correctly. Medicine would evolve dramatically. Instead of designing prosthetic technology, researchers would focus on accelerating regeneration, ensuring correct limb alignment, and preventing complications. Organ and tissue regeneration would also advance, extending beyond limbs, possibly to damaged hearts, kidneys, and other vital structures. This could extend life expectancy and radically change how we view aging and illness. Sports and physical performance would shift too. Athletes might push themselves to dangerous extremes, knowing that broken bones or even lost limbs could be repaired through regeneration. Extreme sports could reach unimaginable levels of risk-taking. However, regulations would likely emerge to prevent unfair advantages in competitions, as regeneration could reduce the consequences of injury that currently limit human performance. Social and cultural implications would be profound. Disabilities that once defined personal identity might vanish, forcing society to rethink inclusivity and accessibility. On one hand, the world could become more equal with fewer barriers. On the other, those unable to regenerate properly, due to genetic issues or medical conditions, might face new stigmas. A strange paradox could appear. Disability could shift from being common to rare, creating new social divides. Economically, entire industries would collapse or evolve. Prosthetics manufacturers, rehabilitation centers, and disability aid industries would shrink. At the same time, new businesses would rise around regenerative medicine. Clinics offering accelerated limb regrowth, cosmetic adjustments during regeneration, or enhancements to make regrown limbs stronger, faster, or more resilient than before. Some might even use the process for elective reasons, intentionally losing a limb to grow back a modified or improved one. Culturally, regeneration would reshape how humans view mortality and resilience. Stories of survival would take on new meaning. Heroes who once lost limbs in battle or disaster would now walk away whole. Art, literature, and film would explore the symbolism of rebirth, healing, and transformation. Myths of gods and creatures with immortal bodies would feel closer to reality, but challenges would remain. Could regeneration be misused? Criminals might feel less fear of violence if they could heal easily. Overpopulation might become a greater concern as fewer people die from injuries. And ethically, questions would arise about enhancement. If a regrown limb could be made stronger or more durable, would that still be human? Ultimately, if humans could regrow lost limbs like lizards, it would redefine medicine, culture, and identity. Pain, disability, and mortality would lose part of their grip on human life. The human story would shift from one of fragility to one of resilience, raising a timeless question. If our bodies could always be restored, how would it change the way we value life itself?